Thank you for joining us. Welcome to LumioseStation.
What's up, LumioseStation, and welcome back to an episode of the Pokémon DataDex with me, TheOneIntegral. In the last episode of the Pokémon DataDex last week, we were covering Espeon, one of the evolutions, and I asked you guys to vote between two Pokémon for this week's episode, Arcanine and Ninetales. Arcanine won by a reasonable majority because Arcanine is pretty darn popular. So obviously this week we're covering Arcanine. The vote for next week is actually a freeway vote this time. I've decided to switch it up a bit. We're going to be voting on the Sinnoh starter Pokemon. So if you want to see Torterra, comment Torterra down below. If you want to see Infinite, comment Infinite down below. If you want to see Empoleon, comment Empoleon down below. And as usual, the one with the most votes is the one I'll be covering next week. And then we may end up covering those Sinnoh starters in the near future or in the far future. Who knows, guys? Anyway, for today, we're actually going to be covering Arcanine. So let's just get on with that, shall we? Okay, so Arcanine, it's a fire type, just pure fire type, number 59 in the National Pokédex, does not appear in the Kalos Pokédex anywhere, and is the legendary Pokémon. Aptly named because it used to be part of the trio, the bird trio actually. It used to be Arcanine, Articuno and Zapdos, but then they decided they all needed free birds, so they put in Moltres instead, but that's another story. So Arcanine originally was intended to be a legendary Pokémon. It stands at 6 foot 3 inches tall or 1.9 meters tall and weighs 341.7 pounds or 155 kilograms. It's in the field egg group, and the male-female split is 75% male, 25% female. Evolution chain wise, a Growlithe will evolve into an Arcanine when a Firestone is used on it, so you have a very good way of choosing when you evolve your Growlithe into an Arcanine, which is good because some moves can only be learned by a Growlithe and some only can be learned by an Arcanine. Base stat wise, for Arcanine we have health points of 90, attack is a pretty high 110, defense is 80, special attack is reasonably high 100 as well, special defense is 82 and speed is 95. So there's a nice good spread there. Attack is obviously the highest one, with special attack being the second highest, so Arcanine really is just all about power, attacking, getting as much damage off as possible. It's not really about bulk at all. It has a reasonably high speed stat at 95 too, which is pretty good, whereas its defenses they're not low, but they're not brilliant. They're only at 80, so it's not terrible, but it's nothing to shout about, I guess. So, looking at Arcanine's typing first up, being a pure fire type, it resists 6 types, being grass, fire, bug, ice, steel and fairy, and it's weak to 3 types, being water, ground and rock. It then takes neutral from all the other types, so generally, being a pure fire type, it's got a decent typing since it resists 6 and only is weak to 3. However, the 3 is weak to are reasonably common, water and ground, especially with earthquake, and obviously rock slide with stonage as well. It's pretty common, so you have to watch out for that really. But overall, the typing for Arcanine is not that bad. If we then take a quick look at the abilities available to Arcanine, it has 3 abilities available to it, 2 normal ones and the hidden ability. The first normal ability is Intimidate, which lowers the opposing Pokemon's attack stat when Arcanine comes out into battle, which is pretty helpful because if you send it out against a physical attacker, their attack is reduced, which means, one, they most likely will have to actually switch out sort of thing, or they might be sort of forced to switch out because they won't be doing as much damage, which is going to be helping you in the long term, especially for one of the sets we're looking at, which is actually a physically defensive set, so that's going to help you a lot there. The second ability available to Arcanine is Flash Fire, which powers up its fire type moves if it's hit by one. This is alright, but then again, who uses a fire type move in Arcanine is the question. No one really. No one really uses the fire type move in Arcanine, but it is good if you manage to switch in on one. For example, if you're predicting a Mega Charizard Y with Fire Blast or Flamethrower, you can always switch in there. But obviously that's only powering up fire type moves, which means then you're not going to be able to hit Charizard back very easily with a fire type move. Although Drought is there, but that's irrelevant. It's just an example, guys. But Flash Fire is alright, but Intimidate is just about the best on there. Hidden ability is Justify, which boosts its attack stat when it's hit by a Dark type move, which is alright, because that means if it happens to be hit by a Dark type move, it's going to have its attack stat boosted. But it's really it's just a case of when you're going to get hit by a Dark type move when you're choosing your ability. What's going to be more helpful? Getting the attack load on the opponent's Pokemon whenever you send them out, or just having the chance of getting hit by a Dark type move and then boosting your attack stat. You might get hit by one, but then you might also get killed by it, which means your attack is not going to matter, or you might be just in a very bad place anyway and might be able to get killed off very soon without actually having to take advantage of that attack boost there. So really, overall, I'd say Intimidate is the best ability here. Flash Fire is half good, and so is Justified, but really those are situational based, so Intimidate is the one that works good consistently. Now if you take a look at the moveset or the highlighted moves for Arcanine, we have 10 moves here as usual. 2 are actually learnt when it's a Growlithe, so you have to be careful of that. Obviously I'm going to explain that there. And the rest of the TMs or egg moves are actually learnt as an Arcanine. First up we have Crunch at level 39 as a Growlithe, so be sure if you want Crunch on your roster, don't evolve Growlithe until it's level 39 plus. Obviously powerful Dark type move, which is going to help because then it's going to be super effective against, it's going to give you coverage against Ghost types, against Psychic types, which is reasonably good in overall, I guess. Then level 45 Growlithe will learn Flare Blitz, so again if you want Flare Blitz you have to hang around until it's level 45 before evolving it. Flare Blitz is really quite good, it's your most powerful physical move. It does give you recoil, because obviously that's what Flare Blitz does, but it's really powerful and it can just really do damage to whatever, which is quite nice. And obviously if you've got the Flash Fire there, and you do happen to get a Fire boost there, Flare Blitz is going to be powered up with that, which is going to be just really powerful. Next move is level 34, so we're actually going down a level now, but this is as an Arcanine, and that's Extreme Speed. The thing you can do, however, is you can go get Crunch and Flare Blitz, evolve it to an Arcanine, and then use an Heart Scale to go back and learn Extreme Speed, which you wouldn't learn at level 34. However, you can't evolve your Growlithe at say level 10 and then level up past level 45 and use a Heart Scale to go and get Crunch and Flare Blitz. It doesn't work that way. It works the other way, but it doesn't work the way I've just explained, I guess. So you have to actually keep it as a Growlithe if you want Crunch and Flare Blitz. Then obviously Extreme Speed is a really powerful move. It goes first, it's basically like a powered up quick attack, so which is really quite nice because it can give you a really good advantage in some cases, just allowing you to hit past maybe a Greninja that's come out, because you might be powerful enough to take the Greninja out in one depending on what health points it's on. So something like that, whereas if you didn't have Extreme Speed it would most likely be faster, and then it'd be able to take you out with a Scald, something along those lines. Moving on to the TMs now, we have TM11 Sunny Day, which is obviously going to put the sun up, and that's just going to make it burn, I guess. It's going to power up your Fire type moves, which is also good, because obviously then if you got Flash Fire boost as well, your Fire type moves are going to be really powerful. But generally Sunny Day is pretty good, and also goes with some of the other moves we're going to look at in a second. One of these moves actually is TM22 Solar Beam. Now we're going to be looking at a special set for Arcanine 2, because obviously we saw it has a 100 special attack, which is only 10 less than its physical attack, so it's not even that bad really. So Solar Beam obviously is going to work in the sun, it's going to go through on one turn, powerful grass type move, it's going to allow you to hit water types, rock types, ground types, so that's really quite good there. TM35 we have Flamethrower. Again, if you're running a special set there, this is going to help because Flamethrower is just going to be your main special move, I guess. You could also put Fire Blast, but Flamethrower is really more reliable, I guess. Obviously if you've got Sunny Day up too, that's going to be powered up by the sun there, so really powerful Fire type move there. Then TM50 we have Overheat. Now this is good for a mixed Arcanine if you want to run that, because Overheat is really powerful Fire type move, but then it's going to lower your special attack. But then it means if you're using mixed, you can always go and switch over and use physical attacks, which means your special attack drop isn't actually affected at all, it doesn't actually affect you. Again, powerful Fire type move, boosted by the sun, so that's always good there. Last TM here is TM93 Wild Charge, powerful electric type move, which means it's going to do a lot of damage there. It does have recoil much like Flare Blitz, but obviously it's going to allow you to hit water types, flying types, other types like that, which otherwise you wouldn't necessarily have a good coverage against. Now onto the egg moves. The first egg move we have here is Close Combat, because, well, it's an egg move. It's really powerful Close Combat. Powerful fighting type move again, it can be used against rock types, got dark types it can be used against, giving you some more coverage there in terms of, I guess, super effectiveness and whatnot. So Close Combat is really good. Obviously it lowers your defenses, so you have to watch out when using it sort of thing, but it is a pretty powerful move. Last move, and the last egg move, is Morning Sun, which actually heals you up. It uses the sun and it heals you up. This is Arcanine's method of health point restoration. Obviously, if the sun is up in Sunny Day, Morning Sun is going to heal up more health points, which is always good, which is why it's always good to run Sunny Day alongside Morning Sun. Well, you don't have to, but it's always helpful to, I guess. So that's really your highlighted moves there. Good few physical moves, couple special moves. There are some moves which we've been using in sets I haven't actually mentioned here, but these are the main ones. And then obviously 2 status moves as in Sunny Day and Morning Sun to allow you to be sort of a bit more sticky around a bit, I guess. Okay, so let's move on to the Wi-Fi battling setups for Arcanine. I've got 4 here, which is pretty decent in my opinion. We've got a nice clean Life Orb set, then we've got a nice clean Choice set, then we've got the defensive set, and finally we're finishing off with a special set. So, first up, this is your Life Orb set. The moveset here is Flare Blitz, Extreme Speed, Crunch or Wild Charge, and then finally Close Combat or Morning Sun. Ability is Flash Fire or Intimidate. Nature is Adamant. Held items are Life Orb, as you might expect. And the EVs are their maximum attack, 176 in speed, 72 in health points, and 8 in special defense. Okay, so moveset, obviously Flare Blitz is your powerful stab move there. It's going to do a lot of damage. Obviously it's going to give you some recoil too, but you'll watch out for that, which is really to be expected. Then we have extreme speed. As I said earlier, extreme speed is really quite helpful. You really want to have it on the majority of your sets because it's just going to allow you to be, sort of, might even mean the cost of the match almost. Then we have crunch or wild charge. This depends on what you want. Crunch is going to allow you to hit ghost types, psychic types, etc. Wild charge is going to allow you to hit some water types because otherwise we've got no other sort of coverage against water types at all here. So that's really up to you. Then we have close combat and morning sun. Close combat is if you're going for a completely all-out, full attacking set, just going and go power, because obviously close combat is going to lower your defenses after it's used, which means you're not going to be hanging around for long. Whereas morning sun is going to allow you to restore your health points, which is going to be working well with flare blitz, because obviously flare blitz makes you have recoil. Same with wild charge actually. So morning sun it really depends on how you're going to use it. Obviously it'll heal up your life orb damage too, which is the thing. Ability wise, flash fire or intimidate. I would recommend intimidate, but obviously flash fire is good if you happen to be hit by a fire type move, and you get hit by a fire type move and then power out your fire type moves. I said fire type move a lot then, didn't I, guys? I don't know. Nature wise, it's an adamant nature. You can have jolly, if you want to be a bit more faster, but adamant generally is what you want, just to get all the power off, because that's what we got. Especially with extreme speed, you don't particularly need the speed, I guess, because the jolly nature could be a deciding factor if you happen to be slower and you need to be faster, whereas with extreme speed, so we don't need it really. Anyway, so yes, adamant is sort of preferred here because we have extreme speed anyway. Hell item is a life orb, which is going to power out your moves. Obviously it's going to do some damage back to you, but obviously if you're using morning sun there, you do have the opportunity to heal up from that. If you're not, you're just going all out anyway, so you're just going to attack and then die pretty much. EVs, we got maximum attack as you might expect, just so you get all the power off. Speed, there's some in speed just so you outspeed a reasonable amount of Pokemon with other moves like Flare Blitz, Crunch, etc. We do have extreme speed if it's needed. Then we have 72 in health points just to give us a bit more bulk there, get us a bit higher so we can survive certain attacks from certain Pokemon, and then finally a bit of special defense just sort of to help that along as well, especially looking at sort of special attacking water types here, so like Milotic, stuff like that, just to try and take their moves and actually sort of hit back with some of your own, I guess. So that's pretty much it for the first set because, well, why not? It's just, it's just a simple attacking set, there's not much else to say there really. Next up we're looking at the choiced set. This is very similar, the same moveset, or not a similar moveset rather. Flare Blitz, Extreme Speed, Crunch or Wild Charge, and then finally Close Combat. Obviously there's no option for Morning Sun here because we're choiced. Ability again is Flash Fire and Intimidate, preferring Intimidate there. Nature is Adamant, as we sort of said we have Extreme Speed. Held item is Choice Band or Choice Scarf. Now, because we are actually using a band here, means you can't always switch to Extreme Speed. You can't like use Flare Blitz and then switch to Extreme Speed to take them out. So you might want to actually go for the Jolly nature on there and sort of be faster than some other ones. Do less damage, but obviously then be faster to hit with a Flare Blitz or a Crunch or whatever move you're choice into really. The choice of Choice Band or Choice Scarf depends on what you want. If you want really hard hitting, you can go for Choice Band. If you want a fast Arcanine, you can go for Choice Scarf. EVs are maximum attack, maximum speed, rest and health points. A very basic EV spread there. So really this is a very similar simple set here. Being fast, doing damage, nature is Adamant and Jolly, really, it depends, it's up to you really. Held item again, Choice Band, Choice Scarf, it's really, you can mess around with the set, you can change them, well the moves not much to change up, but you can change around the item, you can change around the nature, just to sort of see which is faster. Obviously each one is going to be different, better in a different situation, because one might be better against a fast Pokemon, one is going to be better against a more bulky Pokemon, so really, it depends what sort of team you're basing it around as well. So if you've got other fast Pokemon, you might want to just go for a bulk sort of one. And for doing damage rather, not bulk, but you guys get what I mean there. So really it depends what sort of team you're using this in. Let's move on to the physically defensive set. So here we have moveset. Now there's sort of, for these two first moves, we have a choice of physical or special move, because this could be both a physical and a special set. First up we have Flare Blitz or Flamethrower, so there's your choice of your Fire Stab. Then we have Extreme Speed or Hidden Power. Hidden Power is preferred Grass, because that means you can hit water types rather, and ground types and rock types and whatnot, but Extreme Speed is there for your physical one. Morning Sun, because that is going to help you heal up your health points, and obviously being a defensive set, that's going to be quite nice and helpful there. Then we have a choice of Will-O-Wisp or Toxic. That depends on what you want. We are building a physically defensive set here, so I would recommend Will-O-Wisp, because if you burn a physical attacker, they're not going to be able to touch you really, especially with your physical bulk. But if you're not, you're not always going to be facing physical attackers, so you might want to use Toxic instead to actually sort of work down special attackers' health points more easily than a Will-O-Wisp. Ability is Intimidate, simply because, it's Intimidate, it's going to be better because you're building a physically defensive set, so if you switch out on a physical attacker, that's going to reduce their attack, you're going to be physically defensive. If you can get a Will-O-Wisp off too before they can attack you, that means that they're going to be just completely nullified. They're going to be able to do no damage to you unless they're some crazy sort of like I'm just making stuff up, guys, but you get what I mean there. Nature is impish or bold. Now, if you want the impish nature, you have to use Flare Blitz and Extreme Speed. If you're using a bold nature, you have to use Flamethrower or Hidden Power. That really is just depending on sort of what you're using there, I guess. So, if you're using the physical, you have to give the impish. If you're using special, you have to give the bold. Because impish will reduce your special attack and boost your defense, whereas bold will reduce your physical attack and boost your defense. Held item here is leftovers, because obviously we're being a bulky set, we're doing a power sort of thing, so that's quite good there. EVs are maximum health points, maximum defense, and the rest in special defense. Obviously giving us some really high defensive bulk and a slight, just the rest in special defense. You could put rest in attack or special attack there, just to get you a bit more power there. But the rest in special defense there is just to sort of give you some sort of special bulk. Obviously we're building a physical set here, but the special bulk could come in handy as well. The extra sort of couple of points in the stat, I guess. So how do we use this set, I guess, is what we need to talk about. Basically, you go in, you use your moves. Will-O-Wisp is preferred if you're facing, well, you know, obviously it depends what you've got, but Will-O-Wisp, if you're facing a physical attacker, get that off as soon as possible, because that's going to allow you just to stay in a lot longer, and then get your Flare Blitz or your Extreme Speed off. Use Morning Sun when it's safe to, don't leave it to the last minute, because then you might get taken out by a surprise crit or something. Do it sort of, play conservatively, play defensively, don't play offensive, don't go Flare Blitz, and then decide to Morning Sun when you've got like 1 health point left. Play it safe, guys, is what I'm saying with this set. And yeah, that's pretty much it for this set, guys. Let's move on to the final set for today, which is a special set. Now, we saw some special moves there, but this is a full special set here. Moveset is Sunny Day, we have Flamethrower or Fire Blast, Morning Sun, and finally Solar Beam. Ability is Intimidate or Flash Fire. Nature is Modest, held item is Leftovers or Life Orb, and the EVs are maximum special attack, 192 in health points, and 64 in speed. So, moveset, we have Sunny Day there, because that's going to be very helpful to power up both our fire type moves, and allow us to use Solar Beam in one turn, which is very good. The thing I would recommend is as soon as you come in, if it's safe to, if you're predicting to switch out, go for the Sunny Day, because that means when they switch in, if they switch a water type in, you can go for the Solar Beam next turn, and obviously if we're faster, that's going to allow you to actually just do power and just take them out, hopefully. Morning Sun's there, obviously getting powered up by Sunny Day, which is quite good, and also your fire type moves are going to get the power up from Sunny Day as well. Ability wise, Intimidate is going to be good against physical attackers, Flash Fire is going to be good if you manage to get hit by a fire type attack. Again, I'd recommend Intimidate because it's more helpful in the long run, and overall I guess, but Flash Fire can also come in helpful in a few situations. Nature is Modest, but you could try running a timid one, especially if you're going for the Sunny Day, predicting the switch, and then going for the Solar Beam, because obviously you might not be faster than the Pokemon that comes in next. We have no Extreme Speed on the set, so Timid is also a valid nature to run here. Held item is Leftovers or Life Orb. This depends on how you want to use it. If you're going for the Leftovers, you can go for a nice conservative, staying in around, you know, sort of just, you know, Morning Sunning, in good time and due time, lefties up, I don't know, something along those lines. But the Life Orb one is just full out attack. Obviously you have Morning Sun, so you could try and use that, but Life Orb is going to power up your moves, and it's just going to be it's a more offensive set. So this is mainly offensive, but it could be defensive or defensive, so it really depends on how you want to play it. Eevee's maximum special attack because you want the power off, 192 in health points, just to give you some bulk there, and the rest in speed just to speed you up slightly. Obviously if you're using Timid, it's going to speed you up even more, but Modest with that speed there is going to allow you to outspeed a decent amount of Pokemon, you know, around, I guess. So guys, that's pretty much it how to use this set. I don't want to talk much longer because this video's gone on for long enough already. Hopefully you guys enjoyed this episode of the Pokemon DataDex. As I said at the start, please don't forget to vote for next week's Pokemon, either Torterra, Infinite or Empoleon, down in the comment section below, and the one that gets the most votes I'll be covering in the next episode. Apart from that guys, all I have to say is be sure to check out all the other conductors on LumioseStation. They have awesome content. Be sure to check it out, and also drop a like on the video if you enjoyed it, and I guess I'll be seeing you next time guys. Thank you for watching, goodbye my friends.